What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Whole Views, and today we are going to have another edition of Firearms Friday. I've been sitting on this footage for a little while, but there's so much that needs to be explained before going into everything that I decided let's hold it, let's talk about and make a list of the things that need to be discussed and explain the caveats that go along with the footage that you're going to see. Topics today will include shooting suppressed and the impressions and how video just doesn't do it justice. Also, just break down the different types of guns that you see as I'm rolling in the footage. If you like this type of video where we're showing firearms, we're shooting, we're discussing things, please subscribe to the channel. Try to drop Firearms Friday every Friday that I get an opportunity. If you like movies and movie reviews and entertainment news and stuff like that, subscribe to the channel because those are our focuses mainly. Let's go ahead and get into all the different things that are going on with this Firearms Friday footage. I'm actually going to start off talking about optics. So my brother-in-law is the owner of pretty much all the firearms that you're going to see in this video. I did have some video of my AK and my AR that I shot and tried to sight in, and I'm actually going to do an AK versus AR video, just not about the platform in general, but just about my personal woes and frustrations with the AR platform. But that's not the focus right now. We want to focus on my brother-in-law and his weapons and the stuff he brought through. He said he was shooting for stress relief. None of his optics were either battery powered, so he just had optics sitting on top but not powered on, or he had optics that were powered on but not sighted in, so we weren't really getting rounds on target. He just said, I wanted to shoot for stress relief. He's in a place where in Lake Charles, there's only one real gun range that he can go to, and just never had the time. That is why you will notice that if you see any of the targets, like, it don't look like y'all hitting nothing. That is why, because he was just popping off rounds and I was just shooting the guns for the first time. That is why there's no real target pictures or anything like that being shown, because we just shooting rounds at the air almost. Talking about optics, his optics look nice, but to be honest with you, they are very, very cheap optics. He told me a lot of this stuff was like cheap Chinese knockoffs that he just bought for the look and put them on top of the guns. So not necessarily something that he would trust his life to. I think only the 300 blackout build and the 10-inch AR build were the ones that he really would use for home defense. And really, he's more of a pistol guy. I'm willing to bet he's more of a pistol guy. He has a ton of pistols. I'm not even showing all the pistol footage here. It's just that is what he practices with the most. So in a home defense situation, it will probably be what he would end up using more often than not, or at least until he gets these squared away. Now, getting into the shooting, right? So we shot suppressed. He had a 300 blackout with a 12-inch barrel. I'm sorry, all the lowers were stripped Anderson lowers, just regular old stripped Anderson lowers, and I'm not aware of all the different brands that he had on top. I'm willing to bet though most of the stuff was Palmetto stuff, kits that he purchased, that he got just different barrel lengths and just different configurations, but he actually spent a decent amount of money on it, and to me most things appear to be high quality. Saying that they're high quality though, you still get malfunction. So as some of the videos will be rolling in, you'll notice that like you take little breaks to like clear the weapon. We had quite a few failures to feed. We had quite a few light primer strikes, even out of the custom red rifle. Also with the 300 blackout, I don't think we had any malfunctions at all with the 10.5-inch AR pistol, but there were issues as you dealt with each different firearm. Shooting suppressed is very, very different. Again, I don't feel like the video that I'm gonna roll through is gonna do it any justice. I'll even give you like a back-to-back cut of 300 blackout suppressed with subsonic rounds.
Nah, this is ridiculous.
Versus the 16-inch AR with just the regular standard shiny bird cage on the end of it. And just see if you can pick up the differences between this level of noise in this level of noise. I'm not really certain if things like really hit well to you and like it really makes sense, or you could really tell a difference. But from my ears, shooting on sight, I could really tell a difference between the 300 blackout suppressed and any other weapon that was fired unsuppressed. To me, the 300 blackout felt like bouncing a basketball inside a house, maybe even like slapping a cabinet really hard. And really not even that hard, just like slapping your hand down on a cabinet. That's kind of what it sounded like. I don't think the audio is picked up well enough. Maybe it's not good enough for comparison, but to my ears, as I shot my first few rounds with the subsonic ammo, I looked back at my brother-in-law like, this is crazy. Now, I will say, when you're shooting suppressed out of that 300 blackout, you do get quite a bit of gas kind of coming back at you. He called it blowback, but it's that ammonia smell, man. It was real heavy, and it kind of got to me after I popped off like a magazine, maybe 10, 20 rounds. I could really smell it getting into my nose and such, but it was still a fun experience, man. I think about my brother-in-law's setup, one of the best things about his setup is that he has the 300 blackout suppressed, and he also has the 10.5 inch AR. And the cool thing about those two guns is that they both have the same flash hider. This thing that is a go or no go. So his suppressor that he bought is some type of brand called Rugged. I'm not a huge suppressor guy, but he says he can swap out the end cap on the end of his suppressor, and it would allow him to shoot 300 blackout as well as 223 5.56. So one suppressor that he can put on multiple weapons. He said it's rated for up to, I think, 300 Win Mag or something weird like that. But it came with all the end caps to swap out on the ends, and you screw it down to a certain point where it says go. If you can still see the point that says no go, then you should not shoot it, because you could cause damage to the firearm as well as yourself. And I don't know, man. I don't remember all the specs and details because, again, I'm not a huge suppressor guy, but that was eye-opening and very useful to me when it comes to like the practicality of owning one. Like if you want to have multiple weapons, you could use this NFA item on. Very nice stuff. I've never knew stuff like that existed because, again, I'm not huge into the suppressors. I'm more along the lines of just, hey, I want to own multiple firearms. Never thought about getting into suppress, but this does intrigue me and kind of urge me to want to look at it again because I feel like it's definitely worth it. The custom build. The custom build is very cool. Again, Anderson lower. Don't know what type of upper it is. I know it's a 16-inch stainless steel barrel. Every single part that is present on the gun. It has the 45-degree safe fire selector, ambidextrous. You got the skeletonized grip. Actually quite comfortable. It's metal, but I thought it would be uncomfortable, but it was quite comfortable. He picked the stock, he picked the buffer tube. Even the dust cover is custom. His little $15 holographic optic that he slapped on top just to have something nice to match. Every part was hand picked though. Even the forward assist is different. I really like the look of that gun. I don't think it's very practical, and I don't think he bought it to be practical. I think he has it as like, this is a trophy type gun. Don't think it'll ever be like fitted out to do something with. I think the black guns, the 300 blackout and the 223, the 10-inch, those are the ones that he would use for actually doing something once he gets them sighted in. But that red one is kind of like, yo, just look at how cool this is. And it is incredibly cool to look at. I will say ergonomically, I didn't enjoy shooting the red one as much as one might think. I did like the forward grip, that hand stop angled foregrip. It did allow me to get a good grip on the rifle as I was shooting it. But the buttstock, that angle, I like a flat buttstock up against the shoulder. That angle to me kept making the gun want to slide, and you'll see in the videos that I'm kind of like I pinch it close to my body because I feel like that's made to shoot with body armor or something like that. I don't like that angled buttstock. I like a flat buttstock. That is the only part of the rifle that I would change because everything else is really cool. Not one that I would put in my own collection. I like toned down muted colors and stuff on my guns like flat dark earth or OD green, but still Very, very, very cool looking gun, and it was fun to shoot. It was loud, fun to shoot though. The 10-inch AR that he has, the pistol, is probably the best kitted out one. Is from Palmetto State. It has the Magpul backup iron sights, and it had a Vortex red dot on top. Vortex is a pretty good brand. The other ones was like cheap knockoffs, but that Vortex, it was pretty nice. He had some weird stuff going on with the dust covers. At this point, we had been shooting for a while, and I just didn't feel like messing with him. He didn't feel like messing with him. He just wanted to put some more rounds through the guns. So we put it through his little paces, and we shot quite a few magazines through it. It's very loud in comparison to the 16-inch and the suppressed. It's still a ton of fun to shoot. I'm not a big fan of shooting or shouldering braces. I just don't. It's not my thing all the way. I like an actual stock. The 10-inch one did fire quite well. I did have to do the thing kind of like I did with the custom one, like get it real close up on my shoulder and get a few rounds popped off. But besides that, I found it to be very pleasurable to shoot. Besides the fact that it was super loud, because short barrel, that loud fireball coming out the end, or big fireball with loud noises and stuff coming out the end. It was different. It was different. I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed putting rounds through everything that we got a chance to put rounds through. Actually, that's pretty much it, y'all. It was a good time. It was a good time cleaning those bad boys. Cleaning is the funnest part, so I got to take apart the AK and have a good time with that, and the AR, and have a good time with that. And I'll be getting back out to the range pretty soon to do some more sighting. I don't know if I'll do footage for it, just because I don't like to pull the cameras out too much at the ranges. People get weird. People get weird about it. But AK versus AR video coming relatively soon. So if you enjoyed that type of stuff, please come back to the channel, check out those videos. That's all I have for today. Enjoy yourself, guard your heart, and please come back and check out more videos.